Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rosemary Newmeyer, and for today's video it's going to be an adult doll collecting video. I'm going to be unboxing some Ruby Red Fashion Friends. So if you're not into doll collecting, you might want to skip this one. So I've gotten these from the Canadian distributor, which is rubyredddollscanada.com. The main company is in Hong Kong, and it's again just another small making doll company. It's a passion project by Ruby Ho, who's been in the doll world for over 30 years, making wigs and stuff like that, and dolls and stuff, and she's very passionate. It shows. Diana Effner did the first original bunch of face molds. Ruby Ho has also done quite a few, so there's, lots of variety, and they do lots of different face molds too, and different face ups and changes and stuff, so it's really, really versatile, and they're very, how can I put this, there's a realism to these, and they're a ball jointed doll with a cord. So like the 18-inch American Girl or Maple Leaf dolls, they have a cord that keeps them together to make them, a little more jointed, except that there's 9 points of articulation with the Ruby Red Fashion Friend. So coming straight out of a shoebox style box, they can be a little stiff, so you have to work them a bit. But other than that, I mean, there's just enough articulation with these. It's almost like a gateway ball jointed doll. So yeah, I love them. I got into them a year and a half ago, and I have to say, out of all the doll lines, usually I'll be a little more willpower, right? But these ones, they just, yeah, I have problems. I have 14, and this will be 15 and 16, so that's a lot for me, especially in such a short period of time. I mean, I have a lot of Barbie, but I've been collecting Barbie since I was like 5, so okay, so further ado, when you get from the Canadian distributor, rubyreddolls.com, it'll come with a Maple Leaf catalog to tempt you. This is the new catalog for this year. It's really good, like their best catalog, and like with all the Maple Leaf dolls, and they actually look really cute in here this year. So excellent job on the photography, by the way, just throwing that out there. They've added new boy dolls as well, which I think is wonderful. And at some point I'll have to pick one up. I have 2 Maple Leaf now because of that, so anyway, yeah, they know you like dolls. So the first one I'm going to be unboxing is a Halloween doll, Maxine. She's a limited edition, and so box. Here we go. And as we go along, I'm going to be answering some questions and things like that I've seen online from people, because there's quite a lot going on here. The Ruby Red Fashion Friends, oh, she's upside down, let's turn her around, has been around for 5 years last year, so 6 years now, thereabouts, this particular lineup. And they had other dolls before that on Ruby Red Galleria, stuff like that. They put a new website a few months ago, rubyreddolls.com, because the old one wasn't as secure and was getting hacked. It would, like, nothing bad, it would just go down a lot. So this new one is a lot more secure and provides a better shopping experience. So now here's the box. This is a limited edition, which means they're numbered, and once they're gone, they're gone. There is a core, so to start you off, there is a core line, and the core line, depending on how you buy it, it can come in a window box so you can see the doll and she's dressed and all that stuff. But most of them now, they'll switch to the shoebox thing if you're getting online, because that way the doll can be a little tighter too, because if it's posed in the box, then it loosens it up, and it's more, the core line is more for 6 and up. 14 and up is what they say for the limited edition, because they're for adult collectors. Not to say that the core line you can't own the core line as an adult collector, because I do have a couple of those, because they're really cute. I have Alex and Sarah, and Ella's my favorite core line, and I even have some of the Sibley's. Ruby Red Fashion Friends are 14.5 inches, unless you're getting a limited edition boy, and then he's a special one who's 15 inch. Every once in a while they'll come out with those, and they have a different body and a different mold, but it's the same structure. So anyway, let's get into it. They come without their clothes because what was happening is that, because like Maple Leaf, they use real fabrics and real clothes. So sometimes dye transfer would happen on the vinyl because they're very high quality vinyl. And they didn't want to, so they keep the clothes wrapped like this now. So to prevent that when you're getting it in a shoebox. And these are so much better for collecting because you want to keep the box. So yeah, so here's her little outfit. And so she comes with socks. Oh, this is gonna make noise. There, just pull that away. And her outfit, she's a witch, but she's kind of like a Halloween threw up all over her witch because she's got elements of spiders and like her skirt, very Lolita, love that. And there's a witch's costume, there's a choker, necklace, very spidery stuff, accessories. But then there's also a cat element where she's got cat ears and cat paws. So you can really a lot of things with it. Now with a limited edition doll, all the dolls are wigged haired. With a limited edition doll though, they do not glue the wig on. And at first I was like, that's odd, but it just opens it up so much, so you can buy different wigs and put them on them and just change them out. They come with a wig band though to keep the wig in place. And here's her card. She's number 71 of 250. So, and then there's a thing there about, protect from sunlight, avoid extreme moisture and humidity, all that stuff. You want to look after them. And here's her hat. Let's take that out because we're definitely going to do her as a witch. Do her up as the witch. I missed out on the other Halloween ones, and I'm a big Halloween fan. So for me, I was like, okay, this year I'm jumping on it. I'm getting the witch. So here's her cat elements. There's little paws, ears, and a tail that is, oh, that's elastic. Okay, so it could just go around her waist, and then she's got her little tail. I might actually make another costume altogether, a little cat costume for somebody else to wear, because those elements are just so cute, and I love black cats. And here's her shoes. Like, wow, these are platform things that are just with all these buckles, like heavy. Okay. And there we go. Now, I've seen too, sometimes I haven't had any issues with hair being dry, but I have heard about it. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that the doll had curly hair. If a doll has curly hair, you don't want to comb it at all, just finger combing always. And here she is. She's not going to have anything on, so I don't know, I'm so silly, but there we go. A little bit of modesty. And here's her wig, and look at that. That's gorgeous. So I'm going to put her together here, and she comes with a guard for her head. And they're really well shipped. The box is really sturdy too. Yeah, which is good because you want them to be safe. And now Maxine is very pale, but she's a witch. The paleness actually gives me, like, and even the way they've done her makeup, she almost has little vampire vibes as well too, which is why I'm just like, oh, she does look like Halloween just like threw up all over her. Which, again, like I said, I love. I'm a big Halloween nut. I always have been. And witch or vampire was the costume I would wear the most of. I'm a Canadian, and so I'm just taking off the little bits from her arm. So here in Ontario where I live, as a kid growing up, it would pretty much every Halloween would either rain, like bitter cold, freezing rain, or snow, and or just be so cold you couldn't wear your costume. So I had this beautiful antique wool cloak, which was lined, thankfully, because I'm crazy allergic to wool. Still have it. It's the only wool thing I own, because I am crazy allergic to wool. But it had a velvet line collar, and so it was black, And so it really looked like either a witch's cloak or a vampire cloak. And so depending on the year, I would alternate. I would be a witch or I would be a vampire. Because it's just like, it's too cold, right? And I want to be able to wear my mittens with my costume because I always got cold easily. Still do. It's actually gotten worse. Okay, there we go. That's out. And her neck. And the protector there. And if, for whatever reason, you do want a ball doll, limited edition is the way to go, because then you've got yourself a little ball doll. And look at that. She's got such a sweet face. This particular face mold is called Diana. And it was a Diana face mold. Surprise, surprise, right? And I don't have any of this particular face mold yet, so that's exciting for me. So I'm just gonna slip her into her outfit here. And her eyes are, oh wow. I wasn't quite certain of that, but they're very, like a lilac color. But of course, there's darker purple in there as well too, but that's really, really pretty. Very, very unique. They're very good with their holiday dolls, just pulling out all the stops. I have a limited edition Christmas one as well. The Canadian distributor doesn't normally get, like the distributors, they don't normally get the limited edition. But this particular one was up for distributors to carry, and so was a Christmas one a few years back. So I was, they actually had some left when I started collecting, and I picked her up, and that was Robin. And she's just like the ultimate Christmassy face, because she even has, we've got little snaps back here. Just be careful with those. She has full-on winter outfit and all that stuff, just lovely. And the, okay, put her tag to the back. The one thing too, like I said, with the core line is they do have the wigs glued on. And of course, you know, if you really want to remove said wig, you can. I haven't done it yet. I haven't ventured into it. And I like my wigs on them, the ones that they come with. But just very carefully here over her fingers, because it's a netting and I don't want to pull it. Okay, there we go. But the core line, they do come with their wigs on, so glued on. And yeah, so, and they have the ones with the limited edition tend to have a little more of a adult, they'll either be themed like holiday, Christmas, you know, Halloween, that sort of thing, or they'll be like a period piece, or they'll be, you know, just different themes and things like that. So a lot of the core line ones, they're dressed in a lot younger fashions too. There's always an element of denim to their fashions, because that's a thing, and then each doll has a theme that they'll have somewhere incorporated into them, which is a little thing. Again, keeping in mind too that the core line are more for younger children. And socks. So, I mean, look at these. These are just, yeah, that's beautiful knee socks. They're the real deal. If I was this small, you know, I could wear this. It's one of the things I love is the attention to detail. I'm very much a details person. There's a lot of artistry to these dolls. I think too, in general, I was thinking about it actually the other day, and the thing that really pulls people in about dolls and toys in general is that art that happens to them, because at some point with all toys, mass-produced or otherwise, there is an artist at the beginning of it who has the toy, right? And who takes the toy and designs the toy, creates molds and sculpts and stuff like that. It doesn't matter anyway, like at like mass-produced or limited editions or whatever. It's all an artist at the beginning, and the nice thing about these ones that I really love is that you really see that artistry shine on through. The Ruby Red Fashion Friends online thing that you can join on Facebook. If you buy a limited edition doll, they have a fan group that you can use your certificate of authenticity to join. And the nice thing about this is then that goes on, they'll chat and do polls and they'll give information. And they are real buckles. Oh good. Velcro. The buckles are there, but it's Velcro because sometimes it's real laces and things, which is, you know, great, but takes a lot of work. But yeah, so they'll take in fan polls and things like that and advice, and they'll take that into the designs. So there are fan-made dolls as well. They'll do fan editions, stuff like that. Fan editions can sometimes have more produced of them or not. You never know. So if you really want it, you know, you want to kind of jump on it. And I mean, that's just how it goes. Like the core lines are there for forever, except for Kayla, which they did retire, but she had like 5 years. But the original, or 4 years, something like that. And the original, Frida kind of took over from her. Frida has become a lot more popular. And the original ones, Sarah, Bella, and Hannah, are the original 3. That's what they started with. And they're still around. Like they still, you know, they have the Splash of Style editions of them where you can get them in different outfits, which are a little more summery looking, and they have pink highlights in their hair. They also have the Siblies, which are the 12-inch little sisters and little brothers of the larger Fashion Friend, which is, you know, just a really sweet little idea. The Siblies do not have eyelashes, you know, rooted eyelashes, the glued on, like, inserted things here like this, right? And I'm forgetting the word, so we're just going to show, and you'll know what I'm talking about. They're painted on instead. Now, if you get a limited edition Sibly, because there are a few of those ones do come with the eyelashes, like the large ones here. And all the large 14-inch Fashion Friends do come with eyelashes, just like that. So they've got at least the top. So, and then the bottom ones here are painted on this particular one to suit the thing. Wow. I would never been able to wear a pair of shoes like this. Oh, and there's the little dog. Loki. No, no, no. Quiet. Okay. Loki. Come on. Loki. Quiet. Oh, dear. Loki, you're going to ruin. Get down. There. Good boy. Thank you. There was a squirrel outside. End of the world. He's a Chihuahua Yorkie cross, and he is a little special, but we love him. He's darling. He's can be a little loud when he wants to, and that was actually pretty quiet for him, so he was doing well. Because yeah, he can get a lot louder than that. Yeah, okay. Alright, so now for the wig band. And actually, before I get too far, I'm going to put the wig band on here. And then I'm going to put on her jewelry. Because the spider thing does go well with the witch. I really like that. And there we go. So she has a lovely little choker. And snaps again. Just, and these shoes, oh my goodness, such big shoes. There we go. Well, that sits nicely. A little loose too, which is actually quite good. And then this just goes around, and it goes around her waist. Oh. Loki, quiet, please. Apologies for, oh, good hooks there and there. And then that just drops down, creates a little spooky like effect and gets tangled up in everything. Okay. Sometimes these are a little too fine detailed for even, well, especially for quick setups. There we go. That's good. And then I'm just getting too, you know, persnickety with it, so whatever. Okay, so we'll put her wig on so you can see her. And yeah, just slips right on. Oh gosh, she's so beautiful. I'm so glad I got her. She's sold out, of course, but so, you know, this isn't a brag for the record. It's just there's a lot of questions about the limited edition and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a good way to answer it because I know the answer. And again, because the clothes, they do come off and you have to dress them just in case of dye transfer. And they recommend if you're storing the doll to take the clothes off. Again, dye transfer issues. It happened with the boy doll Alex and his flannel shirt. He has a lovely flannel shirt, and unfortunately it was staining his arms in the box, you know, while he was waiting to be taken out and everything like that. And so they just switched to coming that way, and it just makes a little more sense and gives you a little more you know, protection for it, because they are a high quality thing. And if you're ever worried about it, they are real clothes. You can either hand wash or in the washing machine, cold water delicate. Never dry them because, you know, that's not good for them, but I've had no problems. And although this one I would definitely hand wash because it's just, you know, if I had to. Don't think I will though. It's just far too, oh God, look at you. You are so precious. So happy. And okay, nope. So the weight of the little spider charm on her hat really works to kind of keep it in there, to keep it in place. And can play around with it some more later, but that just gives the look. So there she is. Isn't she pretty? Say hi to everyone. Okay, that's pushing it. If she did, I'd be a little worried. And see, even out of the box, sometimes, like I said, they can be a little stiffer. If you get one and you're having trouble getting it to pose, to sit, to whatever, right? The best thing I found, because I've had two that were really stiff. So what I did is I just forced the arms to, you know, bend. And then I bent them at the knees and I had them sit, and I sat them on a shelf for a week and just let the cord kind of relax that way. And then voila. And they were back to just being what I expect for everybody else, and nice and posable, so that I could make, I like doll photography. This has really opened up that world for me because you can put them in unique little poses, and I love playing with the perspective and trying to make the photo look as realistic as possible with the doll, even though it's a doll, right? And giving it a background and making it look very realistic, imitating life. It's a lot of fun to do and to play with the perspective. Yeah, so there she is, and voila. It's a beautiful little witch, aren't you, Maxine? Yeah, so beautiful. And we'll get a close-up on her face. And then I will switch to the next one. The next one that I have is called Just in Case. And this is one of the new Gorjuss ones, because what they've done is they've partnered with Gorjuss to make a line of dolls. So far there's 3. And the idea is it's the ruby red Fashion Friends body, the 14.5-inch body. But these dolls, because I guess their head's bigger apparently, they're supposed to be 15 inches. So the box here is a little longer, so we'll get into it. And I love the Gorjuss dolls. Problem is I can't buy any of them because they all come with a scent, and I am so beyond scent sensitive, it's not even funny. It'll just trigger my asthma, and I won't breathe, and that'll be the end of that. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to buy any. And I love the Gorjuss dolls because they're cute, and they have that cute kind of creepiness to them, because the drawings, and I'm a Britophile, they have the drawings, and I'll show you what I mean on the box, because this is what they make the doll from, is from this adorable little drawing. But as you see, there's just eyes. There's no nose, there's no mouth. There's little eyes, and there's little cheekies. And that's it, and that's where the face comes from. And this one I love because she has a kind of a, like a Coraline, you know, Wednesday almost feel, like very, there's a little bit of gothic influence here with this design. So I really like that. And her outfit is very Lolita as well. So we'll get right into her. And she comes, because this is a crossover, she comes just like the limited edition. So they've given her the limited edition box, which is a little heavier. If you get a Coraline doll, it's like a shoe style box. You just lift the top off, and yeah, it's not this heavy box. It's still a good box, don't get me wrong, but it's just not as much. And she comes dressed for the most part. But they also have very specific outfits and things, so I guess they're not worried about dye transfer here. Don't mind me making the noise. Although I did notice the darker things are in, like her jacket here was in the, wow, that is so cute. Wow. Gosh, look at that. Look at that. That is so adorable. And it's a pocket. Okay, and these buttons are real buttons. Okay, they have a eye hook closure type thing going over it. With so set that aside. And she comes with a scarf and hand warmers as well, which is just such a cute little detail. The Gorjuss design, the characters, they have more of a creature hands too, so you'll see that as well. So there's her little scarf, and there's her little hand warmers. Noki, you're all right. He gets annoyed at me for talking to myself. And because just in case for a rainy day, she comes with a little umbrella. That's what it's about. And oh, look at that. So cute. Love it. And as we're coming into the fall rainy time, rainy season now here, fall rains makes a lot of sense. And same thing, she's got the little box covering her there. And now with the Gorjuss ones, because they're a crossover but not a limited edition, so they have elements from both, I've noticed, because they have a limited edition box, but from what I was reading, the wig is supposed to be glued on, so like a Coraline. So there's a bit of a crossover there as well too. It just depends on, I guess, what they wanted with the designer. So okay, so she comes out of the box, so cute, and really cute. Okay, so I think there's something still in here. Yep, because she comes with a tiny little necklace. I'm like, I must have left something in the box. That happens. Okay, and I'm just gonna, same thing, her little hands here are wrapped in plastic, so I'm just gonna look down and get these very carefully off with my X-Acto, because I want to let her out of the box. There we go. This, well, this is such a sweet little dress. Oh my goodness, so cute, and with its little bows and everything. Where's the spot? There we go, where it's doubled up. Okay. So, and the Gorjusses are crossover thing. It's a new thing, and they're supposed to, like I said, have the same size body as the 14-inch Fashion Friends. I will be testing that, see if I'll do an outfit swap and see if that works, because I'm very curious. And yeah. Okay, and let's see, back to here. Just gonna take off she's got a protector around her neck as well. I know when you use an X-Acto, you're supposed to cut away from yourself, but I make very small cuts towards me because, to be quite honest, I'd rather cut my fingers than the doll. So, you know, not that I've done that, thankfully. Everything's been safe so far, which is good. Okay. Oh, this is such a cute little outfit. But yeah, her head is a lot bigger, and that's what gives her the 15-inch at the end of the day, because they have a much bigger style head. And let's get into her necklace. And yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to be making more of these. I mean, obviously it depends on how well the original 3 are going to sell and how, you know, whatever the contract there is. But look at this, just this darling little tiny, like, purple amethyst style. And is it? Yes, it is a heart. So, just very cute. And we'll put this on her. Yeah. Loki, quiet. It's okay. Loki. Oh, jeez. Quiet, Loki. Shh. Hey, you're safe. It's okay. Did you want to come over and say hi to everyone? Do you want to be on the video? He's looking at me like I'm insane. He's probably got a point. Okay. So here she is. Put the catch around. Now my husband is also in the basement right now, and he's having a phone interview with a student because he's a professor. So yeah, that might be what's bothering him too, hearing Daddy's voice but not seeing Daddy. Oh. Hey puppy, come see Mom. Come on. Okay, there we go. So we fleshed out her hair. She's in her little dress here. Now, of course, I'll have to brush her at some point, but make it just very careful. Give it a gentle brushing. But there we go. The necklace, and there she is. And she has this lovely outfit. There's her little, like I said, creature-style hands. And there's her tooling underneath and bloomers. And she's got, oh, no, these are, looks to be tights on. Yep, they go all the way up. So she's got tights and all the way down the foot. It does look like they go down all the way down the foot. So she's got tights and her little umbrella for rainy days, which, you know, very cute. And then her jacket and her scarf, which she can put on, and I'll put on later and stuff like that, because this is getting a little long and I don't think we need to listen to the pooch bark anymore. But yeah, so, and again, so you can see here that it's wigged, right? Beautiful purple hair. There's so many colors in here, like different shades of purple. It's just lovely. And it's glued on, so it's secure, unlike the limited edition doll. And on the rubyreddolls.com website, which is the official website, she's available there. The Canadian distributor has them. They're getting them in little batches and just testing them out, seeing how they're doing. So far, the crowd favorite seems to be Pocket Full of Sunshine, which I admit I was torn between the two. So the fact that Pocket Full of Sunshine sold out really quick made my decision a lot easier. But I'll probably end up getting her too. I'm not gonna lie, she's so cute. And then there's also Le Bret, which, she's cute, but she's that standard French Parisian thing that we've seen so much, right? So she'll probably hang around a little longer. But I love all the detailing here. I mean, look at the sweet little bows. Look at that, just adorable. Okay, so yeah, and so that's the big differences really between the Coraline and You know, the regular lineups is they have the glued on wig and the other ones don't. Also, the limited edition, they're limited edition, they're numbered, so you're not going to get as much, and there's a higher price. They're also for 14 and up, whereas the regular ones, they say 6 and up. Although, honestly, I don't think I'd give these to a 6-year-old. But yeah, so that's it. And again, before he gets too bad, I'm going to go. Thanks for joining me. You have yourself a wonderful day. Bye.